What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Twisted Metal Season 2. We got the trailer for it, and it looks fantastic. Now, because of YouTube restrictions and Peacock and all of these different kind of things, there's absolutely no shot of showing even like 5 seconds of this thing. Otherwise, the video could get taken down or anything else. So I'm just going to talk about it if you guys want to watch it. It's like a minute, a little bit more than a minute long. It looks so good. And I really think, with this show, you can look at it, and I think the biggest takeaways from the trailer is just, okay, it looks like they're actually doing the tournament, which obviously you set up at the end of season 1, and it looks like the fun is back. It looks, you try to find, okay, what are these cars and what are these characters and which game did they come from? A lot of it, I will still say, though, like the trailer shows a lot, but it also kind of shows nothing. You really just almost have to put kind of trust into it. I'm not saying like you have to trust movie trailers, TV show trailers, game trailers. I will say, though, season 1 was awesome. That was something I did not trust, right? Like leading in, it's like, actually, I thought it wasn't very good, the promotional stuff for season 1. Sat down, watched, I think maybe I saw a couple impressions where it's like, no, actually, this is really good. Watched the whole thing, I believe, in one day and just fell in love with it. Thought it was just a great show with, memorable callbacks and also told like actually a really good story, really great characters, had emotion, had laughter, it had that comedy, and was just like all around really like kick-ass, kind of like Cobra Kai, just like really, really cool. And so when it comes to season 2, I'm kind of just expecting that. Now, you don't really, like, you can see, again, like, some of the characters. So, like, seeing Axel, and at the very end, you see him, like, punch, his arm into the vehicle. Actually, earlier on, though, in the trailer, when they're showing all of the cars, which people have done kind of, like, analysis of and kind of tried to match the cars up to the characters in the games, you can actually see Axel in the back, and you can see the full-on kind of rig that he has. Freaking awesome. Seeing Mr. Grimm, that looks freaking cool too, right? Like, these are characters that, I don't know, you see them in very low poly form. Long time ago. I mean, some of them, I guess, have come back and, like, I guess 2012 was the Twisted Metal PS3 game. I have that game physically. Good game. That was, like, the last rendition of it, and some of those characters are in it. Some of them are not, right? Seeing Calypso, that was really, really cool because, you hear his voice. Even just hearing his voice in Season 1 gave me kind of chills where it's like, okay, this is like the Grand Master, and a couple different iterations of him in the games too, right? Like, they could have gone really wacky and nuts, which was kind of like the earlier Calypso, and then, I mean, I guess he's always kind of wacky and nuts, but he's a little bit more grounded in the later ones, and, in the PS3 one. That's seemingly what they're going for in the show, but he looked really cool. They show Raven. I mean, obviously Neve Campbell from Scream and all that stuff, and Raven is not Neve Campbell. Now, there's been like back and forth of like, has she been recast or was she actually going to be in the show? They talked about all these people that were coming back, and she was never talked about. I think some people I saw were saying that she did do an interview where she said she's not coming back. I've never seen that interview. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I've just never seen it. But that was definitely Raven in that in the kind of like the sizzle reel where they show just a couple characters. That was definitely her. And I will say, even though I love Neve Campbell, like, that's a younger rendition of her, which is, I would say, like, what you should have done in the first place. So basically what I'm saying is, if you could just do a redo, just never have done that in the first place. She was good in the role, and they were probably just going to take a different angle with it, but I don't know. She either used magic, recast. Neve Campbell is in it, and that's not Raven, even though I think it is. So I don't really know the reasoning there, but that's the only thing that's like slightly confusing. Beyond that, Sweet Tooth is back. He looks phenomenal. Everybody looks phenomenal. Dollface, Axel, Mr. Grimm, etc., etc. It's going to be, I think, a wild show. And hopefully, I think the entire season was great, whether they were doing action or, again, like legitimately just telling like a pretty cool story, and sometimes very grounded for how like outlandish it all was. That final episode was like kind of the tournament of that season, right? It wasn't actually a tournament. It was kind of just like a almost battle royale type situation. That was also pretty cool. It was almost like a change of pace, but it was really, really nice to see. And basically, I think it showed that they could handle it, right? Because if you think about what the Twisted Metal tournament actually is, it's that. It's that actually kind of on a larger scale. So it'll be interesting how much season 2 is action versus talking, because I think you do have to have a blend. I don't think all of the episodes can just be action, right? Like, the budget wouldn't call for that. But yet again, like if you're doing the tournament, a lot of it should be like actual combat. So we'll see how it translates. But like I said, I mean, I'm not saying you have to trust it, but season 1, I didn't trust, and they blew it away, blew my expectations away. Even though now there's still some questions they have to answer. And again, that translation, does it actually work and will it be good? I trust them like 1,000 times more now than I did back a couple of years ago. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.